It's your coach, it's your friend, it's the hybrid checking in. So in today's video, we're going to focus on the difference between a bodybuilding and a powerlifting squat. And this was chosen because, as you can see here, this is IFBB Pro Wendell Floyd, who's doing bodybuilding squats. And then you'll see myself doing powerlifting squats. And you'll see some other guys who compete in bodybuilding as well as physique squatting. So just take note of the differences, guys. So I know you're probably thinking like, okay, so which one is better? Is it better to do bodybuilding or powerlifting? Well, which one is better? Basically, it depends on which sport you're doing. You know, if you're a powerlifter, then guess what? Your goal is to lift the maximal amount of weight possible. And so then you're going to want to learn how to squat like a powerlifter. You know, low bar, or even high bar. It's possible to squat a lot of weight as well, but usually it's going to be low bar and doing low rep ranges of 1 to 5. Versus if you're a bodybuilder, you know, you're going to want to learn different ways to get the most development in your legs, your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, and that could be from a variety of different stances as well as rep ranges. Now, as far as reps go, a bodybuilder, he's going to more than likely mix lower reps and higher reps for hypertrophy, you know, 8 to 12s, and then, you know, sets of 25 to 30, you know, just to mix it up there. Versus a powerlifter who's usually going to stay in the lower rep, you know, the strength range of 1 to 5. You know, at the beginning of a cycle, you know, we might do some sets of 10s, but normally we're going to stay in that 1 to 5 range. As far as weight, in my opinion, it doesn't matter if you're a bodybuilder or a powerlifter. Your goal should always be to get stronger. And therefore, I say you should always train heavy as possible for whatever, you know, rep range that you have set out for the day. And by train heavy as possible, I mean if you're a bodybuilder and you know you can do 225 for 25 reps, I mean I don't think that's really benefiting you, even if you're a bodybuilder. I mean, you should still, you know, go up to 315 and try and knock out 15 reps. Then try and go up to 405 and knock out 8 to 10. I mean, the more you push yourself, the more gains you're going to get, the more your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings are going to grow, versus you sitting there and just doing, you know, 25 reps with 225. Now, other key differences are going to be time under tension and tempo, which play major factors in bodybuilding. As you know, you can do something like a 4-second eccentric or lowering phase and 2-second pause at the bottom, and then another 4-second concentric or lifting phase with a 1-second, you know, squeeze at the top. And that's gonna really, you know, fry your body if you're using a decent amount of weight. And that's great for bodybuilding and building up your legs, but that's definitely not something you want to employ as a powerlifter. You know, I mean, our goal is basically, you know, to have a fast time under tension, you know, fast concentric as well as eccentric. I mean, you don't want to, you know, be sitting at the bottom with, you know, 600-700 pounds on your back. You know, that we do some pause squats, but again, that's just, you know, kind of usually at the end of a squatting session. Another big difference is going to be the bar placement. You'll see most powerlifters place the bar lower on their back, while most bodybuilders use a high bar position. Now, another big difference I'd say is going to be your body position. You know, when you're trying to build muscle in your legs, you generally want as much of a vertical body position as possible, which is why, you know, front squats are so great, because they make you pretty much maintain the upright position. But of course in powerlifting, you know, some guys will lean all the way forward, or, you know, there's all sorts of different ways, because at the end of the day, all that really matters is that, you know, you get your hips deep enough to qualify to pass the lift. Now I'm going to say that these last 2 points are going to probably be the most important of this entire video, and really what I want you to take away from it. So one is going to be your stance. So generally a bodybuilding stance, squat, shall I say, requires a more, narrow stance, while a powerlifting squat usually does better with a more, hip dominant stance, so a little bit wider. Sometimes your toes pointed out. However, of course, your squat stance is going to be based pretty much on your genetic, structure of your hips. So at the end of the day, just basically find a stance that's, comfortable for you. And the last thing, guys, gals, range of motion. So you've seen probably a variety of range of motions throughout the video. And I know some guys say, I only do 3-4 squats because I want to keep tension. There's all sorts of excuses. And honestly, friends or not, I don't buy any of that. I mean, I think the simple rule of thumb for both disciplines, for any discipline, Olympic lifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding, strongman, whatever it is, guys, gals, squat as deep as possible. I mean, I'm always going to say squat as deep as you can go, without pain or discomfort. And if, going below parallel causes you pain or discomfort, then guess what? You need some mobility work, because it shouldn't cause you pain or discomfort. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something. As always, please leave your comments, your thoughts, your suggestions, questions. I'll definitely answer your questions, as I'm doing my vlogs. It gives me something to do while I'm driving in this traffic. Other than that, as always, thanks for tuning in. Definitely check out my sponsors, AndersonPowerlifting.com and KingKongApparel.com. They have awesome gear for powerlifting, as well as awesome bags. There's 2 of the King Kong bags for life in general. Thanks.